Hi everyone, welcome back to day 8 now. We're going to build upon what we learned yesterday in the previous session when we started to introduce more dynamic exercises to challenge our balance. Remember, we had our tandem walk and we had our tandem stand. So we're starting again to progress in a gentle way that's going to challenge the balance, and I think we're going to build upon that today. So it's going to be very balance oriented today. Please again be mindful of your own personal limitations and challenges that present, and go within your own pace. If you do need to take a pause or regain your foot and grab some breath, please, I encourage you to do so. I've got another chair. I don't know if you can see another chair with me today, so I'm going to be introducing some new exercises, but enough of me rambling. Let's get right into the exercises. Let's start from a standing position. Again, we built up some good strength from the past 8 days now. We've been together a long time, so I think it's important that we continually test ourselves, continually develop the skills and strength and balance we've already gained, and press on. So, behind the chairs, open chest, nice tall back, head high, and we're going to start with our marching, getting nice and warmed up. Really good. Really trying to connect with those muscles in the calves, muscles in the front and back of the thigh. Really good. Marching toe to heel, not slamming the feet on the floor. And in 3, 2, 1, rest the feet into the arms, pushing that warm blood up into the shoulders, arms, even the tips of the fingers as well. Really good. Just trying to get some of those stiffness out, trying to get those muscles nice and prepped for some of the more challenging balance exercise we're going to be engaging in today, and put them together, get the legs involved with the arms, just making sure we're thoroughly warmed up before we begin. It's a little bit cold in here today. And rest for me right there. You can feel the heart starting to beat a little bit faster, blood being supplied to those working muscles. And let us not forget some mobility, making sure I'm always in frame. Let's begin with the ankles, heel to toes, heel, popping the toe on it, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel and toe. Excellent. Other side, getting that stiffness out of the ankles, heel, toe, making sure I'm always in frame, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel and toe. Excellent work. Mobilizing the ankles. I remember I stress quite a lot about how it helps when we're picking our toes up, clearing the ground, getting over wires, frayed carpets, things of that nature. We're going to move on now to our, let's work on the spine. Let's get some movement in the spine. We can either do this from a seated position or we can do it standing as well. Let's do some side bend. So open chest, nice high head, hands just on the side. Have the feet a little bit wider apart. We want a nice wide base to support us. Any side of your choice. We're going to reach down very gently, getting some movement in the spine and up nice and tall. You're going to feel a little bit of tension on the opposite side, and these muscles here as we're stretching them, and coming middle, back to the first side again, reaching down, feeling that stretch, up nice and tall, opposite side, and up, and first side, and back up, opposite, and center, one more for each side, down, and up, opposite side, and up. Really good. So we've got some movement in the spine, we've got some movement in the ankles. I think we're prepped to get into our balance work. Again, I'm going to emphasize and stress we should be doing our endurance components here. We should be getting a little bit more warmed up. We should be moving those arms. We should be engaging in some toe taps, also some side steps as well. Trying to elevate the heart. It's really important that we recognize the heart is also a muscle. We want to keep that engaged, testing our limitations, making sure that we're keeping nice and warm. And once we're done, we can move into our balance component. So before I introduce the second chair, we're going to begin with a familiar exercise, and that is the single leg holds. We want to be standing side on, leg of your choice. Normally we want the leg that is closest to the chair, that is going to be the one that is being taken away, because we have a wider base with this leg staying still, and we can evenly distribute our weight. Up nice and tall, we're going to go for 10 seconds. We used to do, I believe we used to do 5, correct me if I'm wrong. We want to start testing ourselves a little bit. If we did do 10 last time, maybe we can go for 15. I'm going to do 10 purely for demonstrative purposes. Excuse me, getting tongue-tied today. So hand side on, chest nice and open, looking forward where we're going. We're just taking the pressure off that foot. Our weight is coming back onto this foot here. We're holding nice and tall. Again, you can feel the muscles in the side of the hips stabilizing you. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might also feel again that muscle that's holding up that foot in the back of the thigh. That's going to be engaged, but let's swap over to the other side again. That's the foot that's being taken away. Opposite foot to support us. Nice and tall again, open chest, high head. Just removing that base of support. Feeling that weight go onto the heels, distributed through the front toe. Feeling the hip muscle just on the side, engaging, keeping us nice and balanced. Holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to standing. Really well done. Again, I will mention that you can start to play again with the variables that I introduced in the previous classes. So if we want to persevere for another set, we can do. If we want to increase from 10 seconds to 15, we can. Likewise, if it's challenging, we can reduce the sets, we can reduce the reps. We're going to move into our traveling exercise now. So the tandem walk I introduced yesterday, and I showed you how we can use high back chairs to create a longer base of support if we are working on traveling exercises. So I got that here to help demonstrate. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 walks here. So we did 2 last time. We're going to increase the repetitions again as we gain strength and competency of the exercise. Generally, we want to stand side on with our base of support. It can be any side, can be left, can be right. Making sure I'm still in frame. Yes, I am. Before we start, we need to remember that support option is always there for us, but we are traveling. We're moving. This is a dynamic exercise. One foot goes in front of the other in a heel to toe fashion. I'm up nice and tall. My chest is open. My head's high. I'm looking where I'm going. My head isn't down here. I'm looking straight ahead. And I'm bringing that foot over the front to meet the toes. I'm going heel to toe. I'm traveling heel to toe, finding my next base of support. Heel to toe, and then come to standing. I'm then going to turn around as many steps as I need. I'm coming back this way again, finding my stance, heel to toe. The foot is coming around, heel to toe. Other foot's coming around, heel to toe. Feeling the weight being distributed evenly through your heels and toes until you reach the end and come to standing. I'm then going to turn around, ready for our next round. If you do want to take a pause at the end, just hold there for a couple of minutes, get some breaths in. That's perfectly permissible. And then we're going to go for our second round, so heel to toe fashion. And as you gain more comfortable, you can start again to reduce the amount of reliance you have on your support option. Maybe you only have 2 fingers this time, but again with the head nice and tall. Remember, we want that base, that weight, our center of gravity, but we want that over the base, so we're keeping nice and balanced. Heel to toe, finding the next support, heel to toe, and then to standing. Back for the last round now. Starting with a heel to toe fashion. Nice and tall. Again, center of gravity is over my hips. And I'm moving forward, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, and then come to standing. Really good. What's important there again is we be mindful of our own expectations. This is a relatively short, it's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps there. If you wanted to take a longer run, if you did have a long kitchen counter, for example, you could increase the amount of steps, but use again the rounds. So if we did 1 round here, going to 2, and that can create a more challenging, create more challenge in the exercise. But do again be mindful again of how you're feeling, where your limitations are. If you do need to take a break, that's important. We can pause, even if we do get halfway, we can come back to standing, because we are testing our balance here. Like I said before, we're reducing our surface area of where our body weight is being distributed, and it can make us feel a little bit unsteady. But excellent work if you did that with me. We are now going to introduce a new balance exercise. This is primarily why I got the 2 chairs here. What we want to set up, we want to be in between 2 support options. So I have 2 hands on either side. I'm supported both right and left. High back chairs are ideal for this. But like I said, anywhere where you can get in between 2 support options and be quite comfortable. So you can pause the video now, grab a second chair, and I'll take you through this. I'm just going to make sure again I'm nice and close so you can all see what's happening. This exercise is called a flamingo swing, and it's again a dynamic exercise. We're going to be moving a little bit. I'm just going to demonstrate it first. So hands are on either side, foot of your choice. 1 foot, that knee is coming up as high as comfortable, and then it's coming back. It's coming back. The toes are brushing the floor, but then we're hooking the heel underneath, close to the buttocks, coming forward again, up nice and high, and to standing. So it's a state of constant movement between that one leg. You will be standing on one leg, so you're going to feel the muscles in the hips stabilizing you as you try and keep your balance. This is a challenging exercise. We are in day 8 now, so let's persevere together. I'm just going to show you from a profile view what this is going to look like, because it can be quite hard to see if I'm facing forward. So I'm just going to give you another view now. So ideally I would have another base of support on my right hand here, but I want you to have a look at my leg. I'm going to use this front leg so you can all see. So that knee is coming up, the knee is coming up, and then I'm coming back down. My toes are just brushing the floor, but then my heel is hooking up underneath me, close to my buttocks, and then I'm coming back down. That knee is coming up, nice and controlled, then I'm coming down. My heel is brushing the floor, hooking the leg. I think I'm going to demonstrate that to you because it's a little bit hard to see if I'm faced on. We're going to do five repetitions on each side, and then we'll swap. So find your bases of support again. Ideally I would have something here. We're going to go for 5 altogether. Leg of your choice. Let's go with let's follow along now. So open chest, the head is nice and high. I don't want to be looking down, I want to be looking ahead. That foot coming up, knees coming up, coming down, toes brushing the floor, hooking the leg up underneath, coming forward, knee up nice and high, and then I'm following back, hooking the heel up, and we're coming up for 3. Brushing the toes, hooking that heel underneath, coming forward, the knees coming up, nice and tall. That's 4, coming back, hooking that heel underneath, coming up for 5, coming down, hooking the heel, and then come to standing, everyone. Excellent stuff. I really feel in the leg that's standing, holding all of my weight, I really feel this muscle here and the side of the hip working to stabilize me, to keep me upright, to keep my balance, keep a nice balanced structure. We're going to swap now on the opposite side to give the other leg a rest and work the other one. So again, hopefully you can see this different view now. Just being wary that my feet are in shot and we can all see what's going on. But if you did that with me, very well done. It's a difficult exercise. We're going to go for another 5 now. Open chest, nice high head, tall back. That knee is coming forwards. Again, you're going to feel all that weight on the opposite leg coming back. Toes are brushing the floor. The heel is hooked up underneath. Then I'm coming forward. The knees coming up nice and high as comfortable. Then I'm coming back. I'm brushing the toes on the floor, hooking the heel, coming forward. This is 3. Coming back, brushing the toes, hooking the heel. Coming up, 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 up. That's 4. Coming back, hooking the heel underneath. Up for 5 now. Coming down, brushing the toes on the floor, hooking, and to standing. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well done. I can really feel that again in this side of this hip, the big muscle on the side, helping to stabilize. When we break the movement down, we are on one foot for quite a long time, and that muscle was working so hard to keep us nice and steady. You can think about this movement whenever we need to might step over something or come back over something, and how in that action, if you imagine stepping over something on the pavement, stepping over something at home, again, like wires, obstacles, equipment, things of that nature, you can see as I'm stepping over, all of my weight is going onto that opposite leg and it's stabilizing me. It's helping me balance because my foot isn't in contact with the floor. My surface area has been reduced. And that's really, really going to be conducive and beneficial to wherever we are in those situations. Excellent work, everyone. We're going to go into some strength now. We'll do one strength exercise. We'll do some heel raises because that is a lot of work. We are working muscles when we're balancing as well. So I'm very mindful of fatigue, because fatigue can set in quite a lot. We're going to move on to the calves now. Let's get that out of the way and use this chair. So we're back to our heel raises. Find your chair. We'll do 1 set, but we'll see if we can increase the reps. We'll go to 10, but we'll add the arm raising variation as well. We're going to do this nice and controlled. We're going to focus on the contraction happening in the lower leg. Find your position, find your support option. Again, if you want to start reducing the amount of reliance you have on your support option, you can go one hand, no hands, that's fine. We are pushing up through that big toe, coming up nice and high, and then we're coming nice and controlled down. Pushing up through the big toe, coming up nice and high, reaching and controlling back down into those heels. Slow movement, feel the contraction. Let's go 3. So we're pushing up onto the toes, nice and high, raising the hand, coming back down nice and controlled. Really well done. Let's go for 4, getting terrible with counting, pushing up onto those toes, reaching up nice and high, and coming down back onto those heels. You should really feel those muscles working now. Number 5. Pushing up onto toes, reaching for the imaginary box of tin cans. Up there, coming down nice and controlled. Swapping over with the hands now. So we're pushing up onto the big toe, reaching high. Coming down nice and controlled. Pushing up for 7 now. Again, my head is always forward, my eyes are always in front of me. I'm not letting myself drop down here because I want to keep my center of my weight over my hips, over the base. Now I'm reaching up. I believe this is 8. Coming back down. Go for 9. Pushing up onto those toes. and back. Coming up, pushing and returning. Last one now. Watch out for the pause. I'm going to add another second in there. So we push up onto those toes, hold it there for 3, 2, 1, and coming down nice and controlled. Excellent work. Really well done there, controlling the movement, keeping those muscles engaged, testing the balance a little bit as well. Remember, I'm always talking about surface area, but that is being reduced when we're up on our tiptoes. So that's good work. We're gonna move on to some stretches there, because I'm very wary of how taxing some of the exercises are, especially the flamingo swings can be quite taxing on the hips. So we're going to move into some stretches. I'm going to bring the chair around. Coming to seated. Again, I really hope at day 8 we are starting to put some of our practices into our everyday living. We're starting to implement them. If we're watching TV, are we putting the heels underneath? Are we having our nose over toes? Are we pushing up off the heels, having a little paddle, breaking up those periods spent sitting down for long periods of time and being inactive? I really hope, again, you're choosing to integrate that into your daily living, because it's really going to support you, not only when we think about our muscles, but our bone health as well. When our bones are under the weight of our weight, of our body weight, excuse me. If we're sat down for quite long periods of time, the bones can lose their density because there's no pressure going through the legs, through the bones in the lower legs, in the femur and the upper legs. When we're standing up, where the bones are under compression, they're under a stress, and they get stronger. So we need to exercise. We need to stand up for our bone health, not only our muscle health as well. But enough of the education. We're going to do some stretching now. Let's have a little re-warm, because we can get a little bit cold, especially if I've been talking for too long. Let's paddle the feet, get some blood going to those muscles before we stretch them. Good stuff. 3, 2, 1. Stopping with the legs, moving the arms, getting the arms engaged. Excellent. 3, 2, 1. Relax there. One leg out, nice and long. Hands on that bent knee. Chest is coming very gently forward over the bent knee. Head is still quite high. Watching the horizon, finding where the tension is. The back of that long leg, holding. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up nice and tall. Opposite leg now, nice and long. One bent knee. Hands on the bent knee. Again, chest is coming forward. We need to make sure we're on the edge of our chair here to engage in the stretch. That bent knee, that's supporting my weight. So I'm still feeling nice and supported even in this position. Chest is coming over, head is still quite tall. Feeling for that tension, holding there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up to rest. Really well done. One last stretch, I think. We were up on our tiptoes again, so let's stretch out the calves, legs, one leg out. Thinking about that toe, hooking the toe up towards us. If we can't feel it, slight pressure through the heel into the floor, and you should really feel the tension in the back of your lower leg. Holding. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Opposite side, leg nice and long. Is that still in shot? No, it's not. Leg nice and long, hooking that toe up, pushing, slight pressure through the heel. You're going to feel that back of the calf. Holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax there. All finished. Day 8 complete. Today was a little bit shorter, but we are still developing the more challenging aspects of balance, adding some new exercises in there. The flamingo swings. Do approach these exercises with a sense of mindfulness, with a sense of introspection about my personal abilities. We are on one leg there, swinging, moving. So take the time, ensure that we've got two support options on either side, and we can use those to balance. That is going to be critical for helping us when we're trying to, if we ever feel a little bit wobbly. And as you progress, as you get better, you can start to reduce your support options. I really hope this was valuable, and I will see you tomorrow for day 9.